Right guys, now we're going to do the adults boxing class. Now what we're going to do is we're not going to take all the time up tonight, we're just going to go through the set exercises and then we'll tell you to repeat as and when, and we'll give you the numbers to work with. So first of all, Jen's going to start with a warm-up. She's going to do the arm flexing, so she's going to bring her arms parallel, first of all with her palms facing forward, and she's going to flex backward 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when she's done that 20 times, she then places her palms backwards so that her triceps and biceps and the forearms stretch in a different place. And again, 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've completed 20, then you turn your palms upward. And remember, guys, to do this correctly, make sure that you do the correct numbers. And then upward flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we place our palms facing the floor. The same again, 20 times. Make sure you count this out correctly.
20.
Wonderful. And now we're going to do the arm spirals. So first with either our left or our right arm, we start by rotating backwards or forwards.
Sorry.
And then once we've done that 10 times, we then change into the opposite direction. And then when we've done that, swap over, the other side. Important to get that shoulder rotator nice and warm. Then when we finish that, so we've done that 20 times complete, we then grip our fingers together as we did in the previous video, and we rotate 20 times in one direction and then 20 times in the other direction. It's the most important part. Then, at this point, we then move on to jogging on the spot. We're going to do this for a minimum of 5 minutes. Now, what we're going to say here is if you've got a skipping rope, you can skip, and if you skip, try and vary that. If you're running on the spot, try and vary that too. Maybe take your feet from side to side or high knees. Just try and vary that movement for 5 minutes. Once the 5 minutes is completed, we're then going to do lunges. We're going to do lunges from our right and lunges from our left. So by lunging down, we're going to drop into this position like so, and then up again, 5 times on one, 5 times on the other, like so. And if you want, you can come back to an upright position when you've completed, like so, just as long as you're stretching off the inner thighs, adductor, abductors, and the main muscle. Once we've completed that, we go into squats. And to do squats in this fashion, we're going to cross our arms across over our chest, and we're going to squat down, trying to keep our back as vertical as possible. And as we squat down, we're going to try and keep that in nice steady rhythm 30 times. And once we've completed 30, then we move into our knee rotations as of yesterday. So again, soft knees, drop your hands to your knees, rotate 20 times in one direction and 20 times in the opposite direction. And then the ankles, go into our tiptoes and we rotate in one direction 10 times and the opposite direction 10 times. And the same with the other foot. As soon as we finish that, we then go into the press-ups, and I'll demonstrate this as we move forward. So in order to do a boxing press-up correctly, what we're going to do is I'll go side on, go down into this position with our fists facing the floor and our thumbs pressing down onto the floor. And we do that so that we isolate the 2 knuckles that we punch with. We bring our back parallel, we cross our legs over, keeping our back straight and our head up. We're then going to do 10 press-ups. As we come down, we keep our elbows as close to our body as we can, and then we drive up 10 times. When you've completed 10 press-ups, we're going to hold at the top for 5 seconds, and then we're going to do a further 10. And when we've completed those 10, we hold at the top for 5 seconds again, and we do that exercise 3 times in total. Then we're ready to move on. Now, that's the basic warm-up completed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to glove up, and I'll invite Jen on for the next section.
Okay, so you're going to glove up. Get yourself nice and ready, and in this time you're getting your 30 seconds rest before you go on to the main skill set. And if you've got a bag at home, then please feel free to use your bag. This is 30 seconds where you can just take a quick water break, put your gloves on. If you haven't got your wraps on already, get your wraps on, and then you're ready to do the skill sets. And the first one we're going to do today is we're going to go to the bag and we're going to go lead backhand squat. Lead backhand squat. Lead backhand squat. Lead backhand squat. We're going to do that exercise 20 times, then you're going to have a 15-second rest. You repeat that 3 times. So that's lead backhand squat, lead backhand squat 20 times, 15 seconds rest. Do that again for 3 times. The next skill is going to be lead hook to the head 20 times. You're going to do that for 20 times. You're going to have a 15-second break, and then you're going to repeat 3 times. So all the exercises we're doing today, guys, we are going to repeat 3 times. The next exercise is going to be a straight backhand. Straight backhand. Do that for 20. Nice and controlled. When you've done 20 straight backhands, you have 15 seconds rest, and then you go again. Straight backhand, you can move around the bag, you can stay stationary, whatever you feel comfortable with. 20 punches, 15 seconds rest. Okay. And then we'll go on to the next set of exercises.
Jen will take over here. This is going to involve the weaving part of our boxing set today. So what Jenny's going to do, she's going to throw a body hook with a leading hand. Then she's going to weave out with a straight backhand. Then a leading hook to the head. So, body hook, weave out, straight backhand, lead hook to the head. And again. And again. If you've got anybody in the house that can work with you, and you have a bag, they may want to hold the bag for you. Once you've completed that exercise 20 times, you then repeat it 3 times before we move on to the next section. Now, before you move on to the last set, give yourselves a good 15 minutes rest in between.
15 seconds.
Did I say 15 minutes? 15 seconds rest. 15 minutes, you can grab yourself a cup of tea. And for the final one, we're going to go lead, backhand, followed by a leading hook to the head. And again, lead, backhand, leading hook to the head. Move around the bag, try and keep yourself in motion. And again. 20 times with 15 seconds rest in between, and then you repeat that 3 times. Right, guys, that brings us to the end of the set. Now, once you've completed those 3 times over, believe me, you'll be absolutely exhausted. But Jen and I thought we'd throw in some bonus exercises for you just to complete the whole set.
Good job.
And the first one is 10 boxing press-ups.
So Paul's already demonstrated the press-ups, so you don't really need me to do so. So it's there and up. If full press-ups are a bit difficult, guys, from your knees, but make sure your body's straight and up. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of those.
And
Straight
finally, your favourite, the V-sit up.
So you go into your V-sit hold, okay? Then you go out, hold, up, out, hold, hold. Remember to breathe out as you come up.
And you'll notice that Jen's feet and her shoulders are not touching the floor during this exercise.
So finish with 10 of those.
And that brings us to the end of the adult boxing set. But we're going to complete now just with a very, very short demo on a warm down. Jen will do just a couple of demonstrations of the exercises, but make sure that you continue to do all of them as you proceed.
Okay guys, so you start lying on your back, with your leg in the air, turn your toe to the floor and stretch. Then you will change legs. Don't do it this quickly at home please. And then stretch, okay? Then go over to Alberto's favourites. We don't want to leave him out, he can't be here today with us. Onto your fours. And then we're going to arch down. And then we're going to take it up. And remember guys to hold these stretches, okay? Just be careful you've left that balance in. Put that forward, hand down and stretch. This is called pigeon pose. And change legs. And stretch again.
If there's somebody in the house with you, they may want to just press down onto the lower back to get an extra stretch out of that particular exercise.
From there, sit back.
And again, if there's someone else in the house, they may be able to just press down onto your back to get an additional stretch out while you're just extending your arms.
And then take your right arm under as close as you can. Take your left arm under as close as you can. And then we're going to go into an Achilles stretch, guys. So we go up into plank. And then you push your heel to the floor. Downward dog, I think they call this in Pilates. And we change legs. And again. And from there, guys, uncross your legs. Walk yourselves in, staying down. Over to the right and hold. Then get over to the left and hold. In. Slowly bring that up for me guys. Taking the shoulders back. 2, 3, forward. 2, 3. Thanks guys, well done.
Wonderful.
Enjoy your workout.
Okay, and we'd like to see video evidence if anybody's feeling brave enough. And anybody that wants to send us feedback or ask us some questions, please feel free to do so. Cheers, guys.
Good job.
Thanks.